Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today, obviously I have no makeup on and look really bad. I tried a face mask out for the first time last night and it broke me out really bad. I already had a few pimples down here, these three, but it really irritated my skin so bad, especially over here. All these bumps and this redness was not there before. So will not be using that mask again. But basically, I have to go to work in a little bit, so I need to get ready. Obviously, I already did my hair for once in my life. I know my hair is getting so long, but with that means my hair looks a little bit thinner, so I have to do a little more work with it. But besides the point, today I'm going to be doing a little get ready with me, and I'm going to share the story of how I failed my cosmetology test to get my license and how I am a failure at my career. If you are new here, please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button if you like this video, and I'm just going to get started so that way this is not too long. Also, I just want to say my mirror is down here, so if I'm looking down, that is why. I have been in cosmetology school for the past about year and a half. It's only supposed to take you a year to graduate, but I missed quite a few days, so it took me a little bit longer than expected to complete school. So the way that you get your license is basically, well, first let me tell you what your license gets you qualified for. So basically you're getting a certification in hair, skin, and nails. So there's certain things in the skin field that you can't do, like eyelash extensions and like microdermablation and things like that. You have to do a special extra training for those type of things, but for the most part your cosmetology license can get you a lot, which is the main reason why I wanted to get my license. Most people think whenever they think cosmetology, they think, oh, like it's a hair salon, like you're just literally just paying to learn how to cut hair, but it's not that. You learn more than that. The school that I went to wasn't the greatest in the sense that some of the things that happened to me there, I'm not gonna discuss or like say any names or anything. If you know what school I went to, then you know, because I've said it in videos before. Learned certain things I didn't think I was gonna learn, and didn't learn some things that I thought I was gonna learn. But overall, for the most part, I think that my school gave me the tools that I needed to pass this test for the most part, you know, give or take a few things. I think that the reason that I failed the test was 100% on me, and I really don't have anyone to blame but myself, and I'm going to explain a little bit more about that. There's a few parts that you have to take to complete to get your license. So there's a written test. It was, I can't remember, it was 100 to 150 questions. Why can't I remember? That's really bad. Okay, anyways, so I took that when I hit my 1,000 hours. So I took that before I graduated school, and I had passed it on my first try. So that's pretty good. I was proud of myself for that because I wasn't the biggest scholar in my class. We'll just say that. I wasn't, you know, the person who was taking all my tests and not cheating and things like that. So, but honestly, a lot of it is, it's good information to know, but a lot of it you're not going to use on a daily basis. So ignorantly, I just made the decision that it wasn't useful information to me, so I wasn't going to learn it to my fullest potential. But none of that is relevant because I passed my test. So that test was over with, so the only thing left that I have to worry about is my physical test. And there's also one more small written test, but that was easy. It was literally like 30 questions, and it was just on like the laws of cosmetology, like just stuff with your license, like renewing it, like stuff like that, like nothing relevant. So super easy to learn is what I'm getting at. So the physical test that you have to take to get your license, it is a 5-part test. So basically you have 5 different mannequins. You can do it with 4, but 5 different sections. You basically have to do a haircut. Oh my god, I didn't mean to flip off the camera. You do a haircut, you do something called chem head, which is a bunch of like different like things with color and highlighting and things like that. And then you do a wet works, which is like things with gel, like finger waves, pin curls, things like that. A full head of finger waves, and then a roller set, and you comb it out. You have to pre-wrap your roller set. So honestly, if you practice, and like I said, we practice a lot in school, so you're prepared. If you do it right and you don't be a lazy piece of garbage like me, you're prepared and you can pass. So before I tell you what happened during the test, I'm gonna tell you a little bit leading up to the test, kind of what we decided to do. So the test was about an hour away from where I live. So obviously I don't want to drive an hour to get somewhere when I have to be there for 8:30 in the morning. So actually I had to be there for 8:15, but whatever. So me and my friends two of my friends, we decided that we were going to get a hotel in the city that our test was at, and we were just gonna party like it's 1985, and we were just gonna have a great old fucking time and have a vacation, and it didn't happen that way. Trying so hard to cover this bad boy. He doesn't want to leave. With Bailey, who y'all have seen on my channel 2 times now, and this other girl who we're friends with as well. I love her. So we get to the city, and you know, obviously we're all nervous and like we know what to expect, and this is the thing. It is literally so much to prepare for. Like when I tell you, by the way, I'll have all the products that I'm using listed below. But when I tell you that this test is so much to prepare for, like, you just can't understand unless you're like in the industry of hair. If anyone has any questions, like, definitely comment below, because guess what, girl? I got the answers, okay? So it was just so much, like, a lot of prepping. So Bailey actually spent the night at my house the day before we left to go to the city, because we had to leave early in the morning to go to that city because we had to check into our hotel the day before at like a decent time. Obviously, we're all nervous, but we're kind of all chilling at first because, you know, honestly, I've never been a person who feels like they mess up on tests, but I'm always very nervous for them, but I always feel like it's always fine in the end. Like, I've never really failed anything that was like too serious before. This most serious thing that I failed was when I was 15, I took driver's ed and I took my written test to get my permit before I got my license, and I failed the written test the first time, but that was because honestly I was goofing off in driving school. I mean, obviously now I've been driving for years, so don't think that I'm just like ratting the streets, crashing into everyone, not knowing what I'm doing, because I definitely know what I'm doing now. Anyways, not the point of anything. I'm actually the one who drove very far away because I'm so comfortable with driving. Lately, I've been doing this thing where I take this Bare Minerals powder. It's literally a dupe for the Hourglass Ambient Light powder. So it's not like a real highlighter. It's more like just like a glowy situation. So I literally just put it like all over here, and then I put blush on. So it's like a glow from within. We were like nervous, but you know, at the same time, you have to remember that whatever is meant to be is going to be. That we were honestly holding it together really well until Bailey started freaking out, but I'm gonna get to that after. So we get to the city, and they have a lot of shops that we don't have where we live. Like, they have a super Target, and they just have like some other little shopping areas. We went to Whataburger, which we don't have where we live. So I had some Whataburger, and I had a nice little nosebleed in the bathroom at Whataburger. My nose bleeds all the time. I just have problems. I don't know what's wrong with me. Got to the hotel. We found out, because the hotel was in Bailey's name, we found out that Bailey was the guest of the day. So she got like a free bag of chips and some water, and it was just really funny and strange that Bailey was the guest of the day. But whatever. So we get to the hotel, and we decide that we are gonna practice. We know we're just gonna like run through everything one time, because you know it's the day before. It's always good just to get a little extra practice in, just to, you know, make sure everything is good and make sure that we're confident on everything. And there was one section that me and Bailey weren't confident on, and the other girl who was staying with us, she was pretty confident in it. So we decided that we were gonna get her to just kind of help us a little bit with everything and just run through it all. And it came really clear to us that we were not gonna have enough time to practice everything, get a decent amount of sleep, get up, because you have to do your hair, you have to do your makeup, do all these things, get to this place for 8 a.m. Like, we just weren't gonna have time. So, being the smart little kitties that we are, we decided that we were just gonna stay up all night, right? Sounds like a great idea. Perfect. It was not a good idea. So, everything's going cool. It's like 8:00 p.m. and we start breaking. We had practiced like 1 or 2 sections, and we just couldn't do it anymore. So they had an indoor pool really close to our room. So we take a little swim break, run to the gas station, get some snacks, and we're like, all right, we're ready to rock and roll. We actually went to GNC also, and we bought a bunch of energy drinks because we decided that ain't no sleeping tonight. No sleep till Brooklyn, baby. Bang, sponsor me. Honestly, Bang should be sponsoring this video, because let me tell you, we bought like 10 Bangs. Like, all of us got like 3 or 4 each, and guess what? We drank. And then we decide, all right, we gotta practice, we gotta do this. So everything's fine. We start practicing, everything's going good, just getting some last minute stuff done because there's things you have to do. I am gonna explain a little bit in this part just about the prep process, just in case there is anyone watching who is going to take their test or interested in going to school for cosmetology. I just want to give you a little bit of insight. So if you are not interested in this part and you're strictly here for the story, I will just let you know, skip forward a little. So as I said before, there's 5 parts of the test. I'm just going to go through them kind of like, you know, one by one, just so I can kind of give you a gist of both of them. And this is pretty much what it is across the board, no matter where you go. I don't know if different states are different. I live in Louisiana, so this is the way the test is in my state. I don't know if it's different in other states or like what the requirements are. I know the amount of hours that you have to go to school for is different. In Louisiana, you only have to go to cosmetology school for 1,500 hours. So with the way my school was set up, it was a year-long program. So if you live in a different state, it might be a little different. So I'm just gonna go section by section, like I said. So basically, the first section that you do is your comb out. And with this, the way that you need to prep it is you have to wrap your mannequin head in rollers the day before, or however many days before in advance that you'd like to. I recommend doing it a little more than a day before, just because you want to give it time to dry. We waited till the night before, but I don't really think that's the best way to do it. It honestly depends. I have a dryer at my house that we could put the mannequins in, so I wasn't too worried about that. But like, if you don't have a dryer at your house, if you're gonna have to let your mannequin dry, because if your mannequin's wet, they automatically fail you. So you have to make sure that it's dry completely. So if you have a dryer, do it whenever you want to, but for people who don't, whatever. Totally not the point of anything. So we have to wrap our mannequins. So whenever you go to the test, basically all you do is you put your thing down, they come look at your rollers, and then they call time, and you have, I think it was, oh, I forgot this part. I think it's 30 or 40 minutes to comb it out. I think it was 30 minutes. Actually, I think it was 20 minutes now that I'm thinking about it. So you have 20 minutes to comb it out, and basically what they're looking for is that you have some type of form. It's not just some rat's nest, but they want like that big Texas hair look, and they want no holes, and they want the roller marks gone. So basically you just, you know, comb it out, you do your thing, and you hope for the best, honestly. My comb out, I'm gonna be honest, was not the best. It didn't look too bad, but there definitely were some roller marks that I couldn't get out just because my rollers were so set in place that, you know, things happen. It's not as easy as it looks, okay? So basically you do that, and then that's over. So you move on to the next section. The next section is your wet works. So for the way to prep for that is you have to gel your whole mannequin, wrap it in saran wrap, and you have to do the same thing for your finger waves, which is the next section. But if you want to, you can actually use the same mannequin for your wet works and your finger waves. You just have to take into consideration that you're going to be eating into your time by combing it out. But I found that I had a lot of extra time in between the sections, and the judges who were there, they were a little harsh when grading, I feel like, one of them in particular. But when it comes to making sure that people had time to get everything together and be ready, I feel like they were really on, you know, their game with that, because one of the things that I was really scared about was that the judges were going to be like starting sections when you weren't ready and things like that. But honestly, the judges, although they were harsh when judging some things, I feel like, and they judged some people a little bit differently than others, just depending, I guess, how they were feeling when they got up to your mannequin. Like, they picked up some people, this is literally me trying to clean my brush, I'm so gross. Sorry. You know, like for some sections, like for the haircut, for instance, they came up to my mannequin and they measured 5 pieces of the hair, which I'm gonna get to in a second. And they went to my friends and they only measured 2 pieces of hers. I mean, granted, I passed that section, but it's just kind of, you know, whatever they're feeling like in the moment. So if you're worried about that thing, there kind of really is no answer as to how they're gonna do it. I guess it's just kind of however they're feeling whenever they get to your mannequin. So basically next is the wet works, and that is the section where you have to do, on the top, you have to do 4 rollers that are on base, half off base, and off base, and then this little C thing, I don't even know what it's called, to be honest. I'm so bad. This is the most uneducated video ever. And then on the left side, you have to do a skip wave, which like goes down. It's like a sideways finger wave that goes into 4 pin curls, and you have to do 2 rows of those. And then on the back, underneath the rollers, you have to do 3 pin curls that are on base, half off base, and all the way off base. And then in the back, you have to do finger waves. And then on this side, you have to do, they have a name for them, but I don't remember. But basically, it's little pin curls, and you have to clip them. And you have to do 4 rows of 3. Yeah, 3 rows of 4. Yeah, except for the back one is gonna have 6, but whatever. So you do that, and then you move on. And then the next section is finger waves, and basically all it is a full head of finger waves. Really easy peasy, you know, self-explanatory, blah, blah, blah. Next section is the chem head, and this is the lovely little section that I failed. So, and you know what's so funny? Going into this test, I was the most confident in chem head, so I think it's so funny that that's the section that I failed. It just goes to show that, you know, you really need to pay attention when you do things, because the reason why I failed is completely on me. So basically what it is the top of the head, you do it like a retouch whenever like you're doing someone's roots, for instance. So you do it like you're doing someone's roots, and then the left side of the head is perm rods, I think. I can't remember if it's the left or right. I don't remember anymore. So the left side is perm rods. So you just do 6 perm rods. Right side is foils. You do 6 foils. It could be vice versa. Don't remember. The back 2 sections of the head is a virgin bleach retouch and then a relaxer retouch and whatever. It's not relevant. If you're in school, you know what it is. So on the back right section, on the one where you pull it all the way through, it's supposed to be pulled down to 4 inches, and I never knew that, and my mannequin was 4.5 inches. So I pulled it all the way through, which means that I pulled it down to 4.5 inches. So because my mannequin was a ½ inch too long, I failed that section, which kind of sucks because it's like, really, you know what I mean? But like, I understand, like, I should have paid attention better. I should have, you know, asked all my questions. I just truly honestly didn't know. And then for the perm rods, basically I wrapped them under, which means that my band went on the lower side, and your band is supposed to be on the top side, and they're supposed to be rolled over. So if you are doing your little perm rods, make sure that you do them over. But I saw some people do them like I did, so I don't know if they failed too, or just the judges who judged me were a little bit harsher, but either way, whatever, it is what it is. So whenever I go back to retake this part of the test, I only have to redo those 2 parts, which is like, yeah, I failed, but like, it's not that bad. Like, it could be worse. That's all I have to do. It's not that big of a deal. It's just more like driving to the city and like doing all that again is like kind of irritating. But I'm hoping that the 2 girls that I roomed with last time want to room again, and then we could do that. Bailey actually passed her test, but the other girl did not. So me and her, you know what? I'm gonna have to text her and be like, girl, when we going? Because I'm not trying to go there alone. The last section, basically, it's a haircut. So it's a 90-degree haircut. For those of you who don't know what that is, if you do it on shorter hair, it's like similar to a mullet. It's not an exact mullet, but it's very similar. Basically what it is the gist of it is every hair on the head has to be the exact same length. So for those of you who don't know, if you're not a hairdresser, most hairdressing combs have rulers on them, which I never even knew that. I didn't know that. This is one of them right here, and I just wanted to show you this. This is just like literally a cheap one that I got. Ooh, my lips look crusty. So you can see that it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I never even knew that rulers had this. I just never paid attention. So even the cheap ones have it. They're really not hard to find. I got mostly everything for my test from Sally's and this store that's local to me. I don't know if they have it other places, but it's called Salon Centric, and it's basically for salon professionals. If they don't have that exact store, they might have something local to you that's the same thing. Like, we have another one called Armstrong McCall, and basically it's just like you have to be licensed or you have to be a school and go inside. Some things are priced differently, and they just have different options and different items, like just things that you can't find at Sally's, just like more elaborate and more professional type things. When they came up to me and did mine, they pulled out 5 pieces of hair and measured it, but I knew I was gonna past the haircut. I was really confident in my haircut. I finished my haircut with actually like 15 minutes left because I've practiced the haircut so many times, because whenever you prep for your mannequins, you don't have to cut them all to a 90-degree, but most of them you'd want to have them in that. It just makes it easier for you to do the things that you need to do on it. So I feel like I've done the haircut so many times, and I actually had a few clients when I was in school want that haircut that I actually had to cut it on them a few times. So I was pretty confident in the haircut. So I finished it early, and they came up and they checked 5 pieces of mine, and I don't know if that's because I had failed chem head, which was the section right before that. So maybe they were like, let's check her extra good on the next section since she failed the last one. I don't know. Because my friend, they only pulled 2 pieces out from hers. So I don't know what that was about, but whatever. So yeah, that's basically the test, and then you wait. So one of our friends who had went before us, she did not get her email that she passed till like 2 days later, or one or 2 days later, something like that. But Bailey, the only one who passed from us, actually, after we left the test, we went and ate lunch somewhere, and then after we went and ate lunch, we were just headed back to where we live, and Bailey actually got a text from one of our administrators at our school. She got a text from her being like, congratulations, you passed. And when me and the other girl didn't get a text, we kind of knew what was up. Not gonna lie, I was really upset, but I didn't want to ruin Bailey's moment because I love her, and I'm so happy that she got her license. So it was a kind of a hard situation, and I could tell with Bailey even, she kind of was uncomfortable because she kind of felt like yeah, I have my license, but like my friends just failed, and like they didn't tell us that we failed yet, but like we knew, you know what I mean? Like Bailey gets a text and an email, but we don't. Like Bailey was like, you know, like maybe they're just waiting for yours, but it's like, no, like bitch, you passed and we failed kind of thing. But it's fine. So I'm happy that she passed because she did most of the stressing, and honestly, if it wasn't for Bailey, I would not have been able to even take my test, because I am the most unorganized, unprepared, disgusting mess. And Bailey is so anal and so organized and so like on her shit all the time. And I just feel like whenever you're someone like me who is just like a piece of garbage, you kind of need that one friend in your life that's gonna like keep you together almost. So I'm so happy that I roomed with Bailey. Aside from everything with the test, I had so much fun with my friends. I see Bailey all the time, but the other girl, I have not seen her since we graduated school. And we weren't like super close in school, but I just had so much fun with her. She's so great. Like I always knew she was great, but like we just weren't ever really close like that just because we were just in different circles of people. But she's so awesome, and she's so amazing, and Bailey's so amazing, and I literally could not have had better people to be there with the day before this test, because honestly it was so much pressure and I was so scared. And I still, even like retaking this test, I just feel like I have so much pressure on me to like succeed and like do my thing. And I know I'm so young, but like I don't like disappointing my parents, and like I'm getting really deep right now, but it's just a thing with me. I don't like disappointing people, and even if I'm like so over this school and like so over the test, I gotta go retake it and I gotta get it done. And I'm just happy that the first time, honestly, I passed way more than I thought I was gonna pass. Like I definitely did not think that I was going to pass as much as I did. So I was literally ecstatic that I passed as much as I did. Let me tell you again, this girl wasn't the best student, okay? I'll just say that. My stuff is still in the bag from the test. I have not even unpacked it because I'm just so upset by it, and I just don't want to go retake it, but I know I have to, and I know that I'm going to, so I just got to get over that. Our hotel had little like Nutella things, so of course I took a bunch. Was I supposed to leave them there? Absolutely not. They had to come home with me because our hotel had like a little free breakfast thing in the morning, which honestly, one of Bailey's hairs is on my mascara. That doesn't even make sense. Okay. Yeah, like honestly the breakfast wasn't that bad. Like some hotels have kind of breakfast in the morning and you're kind of like, okay. But the breakfast was pretty decent. My It Cosmetics Super Hair Mascara that I'm using right now, I think she's on her last leg. Every time I put eyeshadow on my inner corner, it burns my eyes, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I used to never do this, but lately I've been on the inner corner train, and one of the main reasons why I didn't do it is because I feel like it just gets covered up by my glasses. Like, what's the point? If there's anything that I didn't answer that you have questions on, please let me know below, because I know all the ins and outs of the test. There's a lot of things that I didn't mention just because I couldn't have this video be an hour long, so I could definitely talk about this stuff for like an hour or more even. So if there's any other questions you have, please let me know in the comments. I'm not doing anything for the lips because I'm about to film another video with a cool lip product that I have. If the video is already up, I will have it linked in the cards up there. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.